we're going to do bird, and the birds involve 2 stitches, a ribbon stitch and a straight stitch. And I have already done the breast of this little robin, which is the kind of bird that's on the schoolhouse, around, flying over the schoolhouse. And the breast is done with just a straight stitch. And if you'll pay attention to the birds, they are numbered. Each stitch is numbered, and that just refers to the area you're going to do in what order. So you're going to start with number 1. In this case, number 1 was the breast. That's not always the case. In this bird down here, number 1 is the top wing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5. Four would be the front of the wing. And then 5, 6, 7, 8 is the front of the other wing. On most of them, the body is done last, the head is done in between. So we're going to start with 1, and I like to come up in the middle of this, what's going to be this stitch. And these wing feathers are done with the ribbon stitch. And we did the ribbon stitch on the flower petal. So you pierce the ribbon at the end of the feather and pull it just till the ribbon curves in. And do that for the entire wing. Now, I might mention here that I talked about how the ribbon will split and fray if the needle is too small. I think it's the nature of this brown ribbon, but it seems to split more easily than any of the others. Why, I don't know, but I hope you can see. I'll try and show you how it's split. Can you see that? Right, there's a split right in the center of it.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry about it too much. It just seems to be the nature of this ribbon. So if the split leaves more white than you want showing, just make another stitch and kind of fill it in. Also, the other thing about birds is the parts of the bird, the stitches are numbered, and there may be a place or two where you don't think it's covered well enough. Just add another stitch of the same kind. Okay, so those are the ribbon stitches on the feathers. Now the front of the wing is done with a straight stitch, and the straight stitch is accomplished by coming up and going down. just exactly what it says it is, a straight stitch. It doesn't pierce the thread, the ribbon. And I like to come up and keep kind of the stitch ends kind of even with where the other stitches come up. This is also another place where you want to keep your ribbon flat. And I find the easiest way to keep that ribbon flat is to push it forward so that it's flat all the way across that stitch, and hold it just beyond the end of the stitch. Then when you pull it down, it'll lay flat without a twist. Now, I don't like the way that it's not completely covering, so I'm going to make a second stitch. Once again, I'm going to hold it flat. There's your wing. You do the same thing with the other wing, and then the tail, and the other wing is going to have the 3 ribbon stitches and a straight stitch. And this straight stitch is going to
Can you tilt it a little bit?
Just come over the end of that bottom breast stitch.
So you actually go through that ribbon on that last
You
stitch?
can go through that ribbon.
Oh, okay.
But just through the edge of it,
Oh, okay.
the top edge of it. I wouldn't go through where it comes up.
Oh, okay.
Because that would tighten it. Then you're going to stitch the body and the head. And the head is tricky, and I have never been able to do the head with only 2 stitches like it shows. I've always had to use at least 3. Then, when your bird is all done like this, you're going to do a beak. And the beak amounts to a single strand of embroidery floss like that. Let's see where it is. Oh, I pulled it through. And then you're going to do the eye. And the eye is a French knot done with a double strand. So I come up directly in the center of the head, directly back from the point of the beak. It says 1 round, but I really think 2 rounds looks better. And it's just a plain French knot. Hold the end so it doesn't get too loose, and pull it down. And it's hard to see the eye. The bluebirds have dark blue eye. The cream colored birds have a dark brown eye. These robins have a black eye.